Hey guys, Stefan Kesting here. So I got a good question the other day by email, and that is, what do you do when you're basically on your butt and your opponent's got one knee up and one knee down? This is a very common position. Some people call this combat base. It's a good position in most situations. So what do I do? I'm going to cover 3 or 4 different options, kind of like a sampler buffet of options. I'm not going to go too deep in any one of them. Number 1, if Richie makes a mistake and has his knee way out to the side, like leaving me with a whole lot of daylight through there, man, life is pretty easy. So I'll just show you guys. If I'm here, this is tough because you don't have a lot of room. But if I decide to fight you like that, I'm going for a ride. So Richie's about to go for a ride. He's got his leg out to the side. Basically, I'm going to fight. Ideally, I get the lapel. Ideally, I get the foot. I'm going to pull him forward. I'm going to shoot myself through this hole. There. Pulling his leg up onto me. Single leg X guard. From here, I can sweep with a single leg X guard. I can switch to the X guard. There are a whole bunch of techniques I can do. So let's go for the harder situation where I'm staring right at Richie's knee, and we'll make it even tougher. Instead of his leg being forward like this, move it forward here please, giving me lots of access to the back of the calf and lots of access to the back of the ankle, he's doing the right thing, keeping this all tight. So first thing first, I need to create some room behind that leg. How do I do it? There are a couple of different ways. Number 1, if I'm going to probably end up needing a lapel grip or a head grip. So I'm going to grip fight first for those things. So typically, I'm going to touch his right hand, touch his left hand, scoop him out of the way, grab the lapel. So it might look something like this. We're here. It's like a combat patty cake. Once I've got this, I can either pull him forward, a little pull, and he posts that foot forward, or, go back please, I can pull him forward and push that. Now his hand comes down, now I've got all kinds of options. Or I can move to a lapel drag type of situation. Got this, post the hand on the ground, and move around. If I do that hard enough, then of course I disrupt all of his alignment, and that's actually a sweep in and of itself, but maybe it didn't really work. Maybe all he did was to take a step here. Great, he took a step, and as you can see, now I can grab the back of his ankle, now I can grab the back of his calf. So that's how to break up that tight, good combat base where I don't really have a handle. I either push, or I pull, or I do both at the same time. So one way or another, I got Richie's leg out, separated from the rest of his leg. So now I've got access to the back here. The easiest thing to do, especially if I already have the lapel control, fight up here to distract him, switch down to the ankle, do a slight pull, then a push. All it is this kind of karate movement. Come back please. It's an ankle pick, slight pull, grab here, push, and come up. Another really good option from there, instead of grabbing the back of the ankle, I grab the back of the calf. We're sitting here in sort of a butterfly guard position. Grab the back of the calf. If I get the lapel too, great. If I get the head too, that's great. But even if I don't, I'm going to fall sideways. Not backwards, I'm going to fall sideways, lift the leg up. Now, if I'm a deep half guard guy, I go into the deep half guard. If I'm a single leg X guard guy, I just pull it into here. Maybe I switch to the overhook. Maybe I go back to the single leg X and I sweep them. Whatever, any of the techniques that are associated with single leg X. The overhook X, the standard X, is a million points. So, just to review really, really quickly, the leg's out to the side, he's doing it wrong, I shoot through that hole. If that leg is up tight, I have to disrupt it. I can disrupt that by pushing, I can disrupt that by pulling, I can disrupt that by pulling and circling. If that leg's already out, or if I moved it out, then we're talking ankle pick of one form or another, or a shin guard type attack, where we're here going into the single leg X guard, switching into the X guard, coming up here, taking the guy down. And remember, not to dive into the triangle choke when you're doing that. So, those are my go-to options. There are probably other go-to options. If you have other favorite options, put them in the comments below. I'd love to see what people are using against this, because it's a very common position and you need to have some kind of answer to it, or a couple of answers that go together.